Solutions, Add-on Desired.
Hello viewers, welcome to Addod Solution Daily Current Affairs. I am Lokesh Penugonda. This session is designed for aspirants who are preparing for banking, groups and such other competitive examinations. We cover news articles from both the Hindu and the Indian Express. Make use of this session. Our first article is talking about a report released by the IISS. So what is this IISS stands for? It stands for International Institute for Strategic Studies. So IISS stands for International Institute for Strategic Studies. This is a think tank, and this think tank has analyzed cyber capabilities of 15 countries. So it has analyzed cyber capabilities of 15 countries in the world, and after assessing these 15 countries, it has categorized these countries into 3 categories, which are Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3, and it has kept India in the Tier 3 or the category 3, whereas it has kept United States in the Tier 1 category. That means United States is the country which has the most capabilities when it comes to cyber power, whereas India along with all these other countries have been kept under Tier 3. And when it comes to Tier 2, you can see countries such as Australia, Canada, China, France, Israel, Russia and United Kingdom, which are kept in Tier 2. That means they are relatively better compared to the Tier 3. And according to this report, Indian government's cyber capabilities are mainly focused against Pakistan rather than China. So this report is asking the Indian government to take a balanced approach so that it can focus on both these countries, because both are relatively against India's interest when it comes to territorial integrity of India. Next we have an article where, in the presence of the Ministry of External Affairs Mr. S. Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister of Greece has signed an agreement to formally join the International Solar Alliance. So we'll first see what is this International Solar Alliance. In the year 2015, there was an annual summit of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. And this Framework Convention on Climate Change in the year 2015 has met at Paris. And Indian Prime Minister, when he attended this meeting, he has formally launched the International Solar Alliance. So this ISA is an initiative of India, and India has partnered with France. India has partnered with France to launch this International Solar Alliance. So what would this alliance do? From the name itself, you can understand that this is a group relating to the solar energy. So this is a solar energy related group. The objective of this International Solar Alliance is to improve and promote cooperation between the member countries so as to improve the technical capabilities of the member countries to promote and to increase the solar energy production in the world. So the major objective is to increase the solar energy production and use in the world. And currently, this International Solar Alliance has more than 120 member countries. So more than 120 countries have formally joined this agreement, formally joined this organization. And Greece also yesterday has joined this grouping. The headquarters of this International Solar Alliance is in Gurugram. So you should remember the headquarters as well. And apart from joining the International Solar Alliance, both the ministers of India and Greece have stated that they seek respect for the territorial integrity. And this is widely seen as a statement opposing the Turkey's role in the region. So we'll see why Greece and India are opposing Turkey's action in various regions. In the Mediterranean Sea, which you can see in this image, there is a country called as Cyprus, which is having a capital Nicosia. So there is a country Cyprus in the Mediterranean Sea and its capital is Nicosia. But in the year 1974, in the year 1974, Turkey, which is a regional country in the Mediterranean Sea, has invaded this small island country, and it has divided the Cyprus, which is a small island country, into two parts. The first is the northern part and the second is the southern part, and it has stated that the northern part will be now onwards be called as Northern Cyprus or the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. So there was one country called as Cyprus. Turkey has invaded this country and it has stated that the northern part will be different from the southern part. So the southern part or the southern country will be Cyprus, whereas Turkey stated that the northern part which it has invaded will be Northern Cyprus. But this invasion and the creation of a new country with the Turkish support was not supported by most of the countries in the region and the world, and very few countries officially recognize the Northern Cyprus as a sovereign and an independent country. This is a problem of the Greece, because Greece, as you can see in this image, is also a key player in the Mediterranean Sea. So it is opposing the actions of the Turkey, whereas India is opposing Turkey's action because Turkey has been supporting the Pakistani stance on the Jammu and Kashmir. So we have already seen how the Jammu and Kashmir region is divided into three parts as of now. One part is invaded by the Pakistan and has been named as Pakistani occupied Kashmir, whereas other part, which is Aksai Chin has been invaded and has been occupied by China. So Turkish government and the Turkish president in various international forums has been supporting the Pakistani stance regarding the Jammu and Kashmir, stating that Kashmir should be a part of Pakistan and should not be a part of India. So for this reason, India and Turkey are not having a great relationship in the last few years. So this is why both these countries are condemning the actions of the Turkish government. Next, we have an article which is talking about the Jammu and Kashmir delimitation exercise. Earlier this week, we have seen how for the first time after the reorganization of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, the Kashmiri and Jammu leaders has met the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And in this meeting, the PM has stated that there will be a delimitation exercise and later there will be an election in the Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory and later full statehood would be restored. So we'll see what is this delimitation. Delimitation is nothing but division or separation or demarcation of territories in an area so as to bring elected representatives. Let's say this is a small state and let's assume that this small state has 10 legislative assembly members. That means this small state will be divided into 10 parts and each part will be going into an election so that the members can elect their representative and they can go to the assembly to fight and to work for the welfare of the people. So delimitation is nothing but demarcation of this territorial boundaries at a place. Now we'll see about the Jammu and Kashmir delimitation. Till 2019, we have the Jammu and Kashmir state. It has Jammu and Kashmir area and it has Ladakh area. So it has Jammu and Kashmir area and Ladakh area. Later in the year 2019, on August 5th, Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir were divided, were separated and they were made into two union territories. So we have the Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory, we have the Ladakh Union Territory. And after making them as union territories, there was no election and there was no assembly. So till now, there is no MLAs in the Jammu and Kashmir after reorganization. So to conduct an election, you should know which all part will be one territory or one constituency. So to demarcate these constituencies, the delimitation exercise will take place. And it is stated in this article that earlier there was 87 legislative assemblies for the Jammu and Kashmir and now it will be 90. So we'll see what is the change in the number of MLAs? Earlier, when they had 87 MLAs, it include 4 MLAs for the Ladakh territories, 83 MLAs for the Jammu and Kashmir territories. So now that Ladakh has been made into a separate union territory, there won't be this 4 MLAs. So technically the strength will be 83 MLAs. But now, as there is a delimitation exercise, it is widely stated that 7 new constituencies will be added. So the total strength of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir Assembly would be 90 if 7 seats are added to the existing 83 seats. So this is with respect to the delimitation article given in the Hindu. Next we have an article where experts have opposed the government decision to open the Jim Corbett and Rajaji National Park around the year. So what is this issue? Every year for nearly 5 months, national parks in the Uttarakhand will be closed. So what are these 5 months and why are these national parks closed? Starting from June 30 of every month till middle of November, the national parks will be closed because this is a monsoon season. This is the monsoon season and also the mating season of several animals living in the national park. So we have several animals including the elephants who have the mating season in the monsoon season in India. And the national parks will be closed for these 5 months so that animals can move freely without any human interaction and without any man-animal conflict. So for this reason, 5 months will be closed for this national parks. And now the Uttarakhand government has stated that to increase the number of tourists that are coming to the Uttarakhand and that are visiting the Jim Corbett and Rajaji National Parks, it plans to open the national park for the whole year. And experts have stated that this will lead to increase in the man and animal conflict, and it will also negatively impact various animals living in the region. So from this article we can understand that Jim Corbett and Rajaji are 2 important national parks in the Uttarakhand region, and they are generally closed for 5 months in a year, but now Uttarakhand government is planning to open these for the whole year. Next we have an article which is talking about the Indian Prime Minister opening the Zen Garden and Kaizen Academy virtually. So there is a virtual meeting where Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi has formally inaugurated the Zen Garden, you can see in this image, and the Kaizen Academy at Ahmedabad, at a place called as Ahmedabad. And in this virtual summit, Indian Prime Minister have stated that the relation between India and Japan are strong and they should be even better so that both these countries can combinedly fight the negative effects of the COVID pandemic and the changing world order. So you should know that Zen Garden is a Japanese style garden and it is opened at Ahmedabad, which is in Gujarat. Next we have an article where Iranian government have stated that it will not share the nuclear images regarding the nuclear sites with the IAEA. So it has stated that we will not show any images of the nuclear sites to the IAEA. So what is this IAEA? IAEA stands for International Atomic Energy Agency. This is a body established in the year 1957. From the name itself, you can understand that this is a body relating to the atomic energy. The objective of this body is to promote the positive uses and it is to promote the usage of nuclear materials and nuclear energy for development purposes. So apart from use of nuclear technology in nuclear weapons, you can also use this nuclear technology and nuclear energy for starting of nuclear power plants, and also you can utilize this nuclear technology for cancer treatment. So this International Atomic Energy is a body which is to promote the positive uses of nuclear and atomic energy in the world, and it was established in the year 1957. You should know that this is not a United Nations body, rather it is a independent organization, but it provides its annual report to the United Nations General Assembly. So even though it is an independent body, it will give regular updates and regular reports to the United Nations General Assembly. The headquarters of this IAEA is Vienna, which is in Austria. So this is the headquarters of this body, and you should also note that the IAEA organization in the year 2005 received the Nobel Peace Prize for its efforts. So it is also a recipient of Nobel Peace Prize. These are various things that are related to the International Atomic Energy Agency. Next we have an article relating to the passing away of a freedom fighter and Padma recipient, Mr. Lambert Masarchas. In the image you can see Mr. Lambert. He at the age of 106 has passed away, and he is a Goa freedom fighter. So we'll see about the Goa liberation. In the year 1510, the Portuguese have invaded and has colonized Goa territories. So you can see in this image where Goa is, it is a small part in the western subcontinent, and in the year 1510 the Portuguese have colonized this. And in the year 1947, when the British are leaving India, Indian government, that is a newly formed Indian government, has asked the Portuguese, to leave their colonies and to merge their colonies with the newly formed India. But Portuguese have stated that this colony of Goa has been their colony for nearly 440 years, even by 1947. So they've stated that this is an integral part of Portuguese and we will not merge these with your Indian government. So in the year 1961, Indian Armed Forces have launched an operation called as Operation Vijay, wherein they have forcefully invaded and they have forcefully defeated the Portuguese establishment which are ruling the Goa and other areas. So we have areas such as Goa, Daman, Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. These are colonies of Portuguese, and as the Portuguese government did not merge these colonies with India even after the creation of India as an independent country, Indian government forces have formally invaded this part and they have defeated the Portuguese government forces and they have merged these parts to India. So you should note about two things. First is, only in the year 1961, Goa was formally merged with India, and the operation which led to this merging is the Operation Vijay. So this is with respect to Goa liberation and this is with respect to the passing away of Mr. Lambert. Next we have an article which is talking about the Archery World Cup. So we have the Archery World Cup that is currently going on, and in the Archery World Cup, Miss Deepika has won India 3 gold medals. So she has participated in 3 different categories in the Archery World Cup and she has won 3 gold medals for India. So Miss Deepika is relating to the field of archery. Next we have an article where the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has deferred the mandatory installation of airbags by December 31st. This provision will be applicable for the existing car models. So what is this article talking about? The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has stated that whichever cars that are being manufactured after August 31st, these cars should have 2 airbags. That means 1 airbag for the driver and 1 airbag to the front passenger. That is, the passenger who was sitting next to the driver. So if this is driver, there will be one more passenger sitting next to the driver. So government has stated that from August 31st, the existing car models, if you have to manufacture these existing car models, then mandatory airbags should be present for both the front row passengers. But as there is a COVID pandemic and the car industry, that is the automobile industry, has already been facing numerous problems, the automobiles industry has asked the government to defer or postpone this mandatory installation, and government has accepted their request, and they have stated that from December 31st onwards, this will be applicable. So whatever cars that are being produced from December 31st, these cars should mandatorily have airbags for the front row passengers in the car. So this is with respect to the article. And with this, we have come to the end of this session. Inform about Addod's initiative to your other aspirant friends. You can visit our website to attend mock tests based on our daily current affairs videos. Thank you for watching.
Addod Solutions. Add-on desired.